carpet in the hallway was brown with yellow flowers. I know because I spent hours staring at it, tracing the pattern with my eyes while I waited. There were exactly 17 flowers from the door to the stairs. I counted them so many times I could see them when I closed my eyes. That hallway was in apartment 4B, and apartment 4B was in a building on a street I could not name. I was born in that building. My grandmother told me I came into the world in the back bedroom, the one with the window that looked out at the brick wall of the building next door. She said I did not cry much. She said that was good. My grandmother ran everything. She had grey hair she kept in a tight bun and hands that were always cold. Everyone called her Nana, even the people who came to visit. She would sit in the green chair in the living room and people would come talk to her. Sometimes they gave her money. Sometimes they gave her other things. I did not ask questions because Nana did not like questions. My mother lived there too. So did my aunts Maria and Sophia. We all lived together in those rooms. My cousins Eleanor and Rosa were there. We were like sisters. We shared everything. We shared the back bedroom with the brick wall view. We shared the bathroom with the shower that only had cold water. We shared the life we had. I thought everyone lived like this. I did not know any different. When I was young, maybe 5 or 6, Nana told me I was going to help the family. She said we all had to help. She said this was how we survived. She said the world outside was dangerous and people were cruel, but inside we were safe because we were family. She said I was lucky. I believed her. I had never been outside. Not really. Sometimes we went to the store on the corner, but Nana or my mother always held my hand tight and told me to look down. They said the people outside would hurt me if I was not careful. They said I belonged inside where it was safe. The work started when I was young. I did not understand it at first. People came to the apartment. Men, mostly. Sometimes women. They gave Nana money and then they went to the rooms. My mother went with them. My aunts went with them. I would sit in the hallway with the brown carpet and yellow flowers and wait. When I asked my mother what was happening, she told me it was work. She said one day I would work too. She said it was normal. I remember the first time someone looked at me differently. I was sitting in the hallway and a man walked past. He stopped and looked down at me and smiled. It was not a good smile. I felt something twist in my stomach. I did not have words for it then. I do now. Nana saw him looking. She nodded at him. She told me to go to my room. I went. I always did what Nana said. When I was around 12, Nana told me it was time. She said I was old enough to help now. She said the family needed me. She said I had been eating their food and using their space, and now I had to contribute. My mother was there. She looked at the floor. She did not say anything. I did not want to. I remember that clearly. I said no. Nana slapped me. It was the first time she ever hit me. The sound was loud in the quiet room. My mother flinched, but she still did not say anything. Nana said I was selfish. She said the family had given me everything and I was refusing to help. She said my mother did it. My aunts did it. Even my cousins were starting to help. She said I was not special. She said I would do what I was told, or she would make me regret it. So I did it. I will not describe it. Some things should stay private, but I will tell you this. The first time, I counted the brown tiles on the ceiling. There were 63. I counted them over and over. I made my mind go somewhere else. I pretended I was not there. It is something I got very good at. After, I went to the bathroom and threw up. The toilet had a crack in the bowl. I stared at that crack and wondered if I was broken too. My mother found me there. She sat down next to me on the cold tile floor. She did not say anything. She just sat there. After a while, she said it gets easier. She said you learn to go away in your head. She said you learn not to feel it. She was right about some of that. I learned to go away, but I never stopped feeling it. The people who came were different every time. Some were quiet. Some were loud. Some tried to talk to me like we were friends. Those were the worst ones. The ones who pretended this was normal. The ones who acted like I wanted to be there. One man showed me pictures of his daughter. He said she was in school. He said she was doing well. He showed me this while I sat there in that room, missing school I never got to attend. I did not have a birth certificate. Nana said there was no need for paperwork. She said paperwork made problems. I did not go to school. I did not see doctors. I did not exist anywhere except in that building. I was a ghost in my own life. Sometimes I would hear sounds from the other rooms, my mother, my aunts, my cousins when they got old enough. We all worked. We all helped the family. Nana said we were lucky to have each other. She said other girls out there had it worse. She said at least we were safe. At least we were together. The years blurred together. I worked from afternoon until late at night, every day. The people came and went. I counted things, ceiling tiles, carpet flowers, cracks in the wall. I made lists in my head. I went away. I survived. My cousins and I never talked about the work. We talked about other things. We made up stories about the world outside. We imagined what school was like. We imagined having friends. We imagined being normal. But it was just pretend. We knew we would never leave. This was our life. This was all we had. Then one day, everything changed. I was in the hallway, sitting on the brown carpet with the yellow flowers, when I heard the door break. The sound was so loud. I had never heard anything like it. Then there were people everywhere. They were wearing vests that said police. They were shouting. They had lights. They had cameras. I did not understand what was happening. I thought we were in trouble. I thought they were going to hurt us. Nana was screaming. My mother was crying. Someone grabbed my arm and pulled me up from the floor. They were asking me questions I did not know how to answer. They asked my name. They asked my age. They asked if I was okay. I did not know what okay meant anymore. They took me away from the building. They took all of us, me, Elena, Rosa. They separated us from Nana. They separated us from our mothers. A woman with kind eyes told me I was safe now. She said nobody was going to hurt me anymore. She said I was rescued. Rescued from what? That was my family. That was my home. That was the only world I knew. They put me in a place they called a shelter. It had white walls and bright lights and people who smiled too much. They gave me clean clothes. They gave me food. They told me I was going to be okay. They used that word again. Okay, I still did not know what it meant. A counsellor sat with me and tried to explain. She said what happened to me was wrong. She said it was abuse. She said it was trafficking. She used big words I did not understand. She said my grandmother was arrested. She said my mother was both a victim and someone who hurt others. She said it was complicated. I felt like I was drowning. Everything I thought I knew was wrong. My family was not protecting me. They were hurting me. The work was not normal. It was abuse. I was not helping. I was being exploited. The counsellor kept talking, but I could not hear her anymore. The room was too bright. The air was too thin. I wanted to go back to the brown carpet with the yellow flowers. At least there I knew what to expect. They told me I would go to school. They acted like this was good news. But school was terrifying. I did not know how to read well. I did not know math. I did not know how to talk to other kids. They all seemed to speak a language I did not understand. They had inside jokes and shared memories and normal childhoods. I had nothing. I sat at the back of the classroom and counted the tiles on the floor. 48. At night I had nightmares, sometimes about the apartment, sometimes about Nana, sometimes about my mother. In some dreams she was saving me. In others she was hurting me. I would wake up confused about which one was real. The answer was both. She was a victim too, the counsellor said, but she also let it happen to me. I did not know how to hold both of those truths at the same time. I felt guilty. That was the strangest part. I felt like I had betrayed my family. They were arrested because of what the police found. Nana was in jail. My mother was in jail. My aunts were in some program. My cousins were in different shelters. We were all separated. The family was destroyed. And part of me felt like it was my fault. The counsellor tried to tell me it was not my fault. She said I was just a child. She said I did not choose this. She said I was a victim. But it was hard to believe. I had lived that life for so long. I had thought it was normal. How could I trust my own mind now? How could I know what was real? They taught me things, basic things. How to brush my teeth properly, how to make a phone call, how to ride a bus, how to order food at a restaurant, how to say no. That last one was the hardest. I had never been allowed to say no before. The word felt strange in my mouth, and slowly, very slowly, I started to understand. The counsellor was patient. She explained things over and over. She showed me videos about healthy families. She taught me about consent. She helped me see that what happened was not normal. It was not okay. It was abuse. Understanding was painful. It meant accepting that my entire childhood was stolen. It meant accepting that the people I loved had hurt me. It meant accepting that I never had a choice. The grief was enormous. I mourned for the childhood I never had. I mourned for the person I might have been. But understanding also meant hope. It meant this was not my fault. It meant I could have a different future. It meant I could heal. Healing is not a straight line. Some days are better than others. Some days I can imagine a future where I am truly free. Other days I see a man who looks like someone who came to the apartment, and I have to sit down because my legs stop working. Some days I smell cologne mixed with cigarette smoke, and I have to run to the bathroom. Some days I count things without meaning to. Ceiling tiles, floor tiles, flowers on carpets that are not even there. I am in therapy, real therapy, not just once. I go every week. My therapist is helping me understand my past and build my future. She says I am brave. I do not always feel brave. Most days I just feel tired. But I keep going. I am learning to read better. I am catching up in school. I have a teacher who is patient with me. She understands that I need extra time. She understands that I have gaps in my education. She does not make me feel stupid. She makes me feel capable. I am learning what family should be. My foster family is kind. They do not hurt me. They do not exploit me. They do not make me work. They just let me be a kid, even though I am not really a kid anymore. They are teaching me what love should look like. I still think about my mother sometimes. I do not know if I will ever see her again. I do not know if I want to. The counsellor says my feelings are complicated, and that is okay. She says I can love her and be angry at her at the same time. She says healing means accepting complexity. I am learning to trust people again. It is hard. For so long, the people who were supposed to protect me hurt me instead. But not everyone is like that. My counsellor is not like that. My teachers are not like that. My foster family is not like that. There are good people in the world. I am learning to see them. I am learning to exist. I have a birth certificate now. I have a social security number. I have school records. I am real. I am documented. I exist in the world outside that apartment. This still feels strange sometimes, like I am pretending to be someone else. But it is getting easier. Most importantly, I am learning that what happened to me was not my fault. I did not choose that life. I was born into it. I was a child. I had no power. The adults around me failed me. That is not my shame to carry. That is theirs. I am learning to let go of the guilt. It is a process. Some days I still feel like I betrayed my family by being rescued, but my therapist reminds me that they betrayed me first. She reminds me that I deserved better. She reminds me that I still deserve better. I want other people to know that this happens. Not just in movies or in other countries. It happens here. It happens in regular buildings on regular streets. It happens in families. Sometimes the people who hurt you are the people who are supposed to love you. Sometimes victims become perpetrators because that is all they know. Sometimes children are born into abuse and think it is normal. I want people to know that recovery is possible, but it is not easy. It takes time. It takes support. It takes people who believe you and help you understand what happened. It takes learning everything from scratch, including how to be a person who matters. I want people to know that survivors are not broken. We are healing. We are learning. We are rebuilding our lives from nothing. We are stronger than we ever thought possible. We deserve support, not judgment. We deserve patience, not pressure. We deserve a chance to be who we were meant to be before everything was taken from us. I have dreams now, real dreams, not nightmares. I dream about finishing school. I dream about having friends who understand me. I dream about a job where I help other survivors. I dream about a life where I am free. I do not count ceiling tiles anymore. Not every day, not all the time. Some days I look up and I just see a ceiling. That feels like progress. The brown carpet with yellow flowers is gone. I will never see it again, but I still remember it. I will always remember it. It is part of my story. It is where I came from. But it is not where I am going. I am going forward, slowly, carefully, one day at a time. Some days are hard. Some days I want to give up. But I do not. I keep going. Because I am here, I am real, I matter. I always mattered, even when nobody treated me like I did. I am learning to believe that. This is my story. But it is not just my story. There are others like me. Children born into trafficking. Children who never knew anything different. Children who need help understanding that what happened was not normal and not their fault. They need people who see them, who believe them, who help them heal. If you think you see something, say something. If you know a child who seems isolated or controlled or afraid, ask questions. If you hear about situations that do not sound right, report them. You might save someone. You might save someone who does not even know they need saving yet. And if you are someone like me, someone who lived through this, I want you to know something. It was not your fault. You deserved better. You still deserve better. Recovery is possible. Freedom is possible. You are worth it. Keep going. Take it one day at a time. Count your victories, not your defeats, and know that you are not alone. There is a whole world outside that apartment, outside whatever place held you. It is big and bright and sometimes scary, but it is yours. You belong in it. You always did. I wish I could say everything is perfect now. I wish I could say the nightmares stopped and the fear went away and I became a completely different person. But that would not be true. Healing is messier than that. It is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It is good days and terrible days and everything in between. There are triggers everywhere. A certain time of day when the light hits a certain way. A sound that reminds me of the apartment. A smell that takes me back. Sometimes I am fine and then suddenly I am not fine at all. My foster mother found me once sitting in the corner of my room, rocking back and forth, counting the floorboards. She did not ask questions. She just sat with me until I came back to myself. That is what I need people to understand. Recovery is not a destination. It is a journey. And it is a journey that takes a long time. People want survivors to be fixed. They want us to get better quickly. They want our stories to have neat endings where everything works out perfectly. But real life is not like that. I am getting better. I am. But I am getting better at my own pace. Some weeks I make huge progress. I learn something new about myself or the world. I have a breakthrough in therapy. I make a friend at school. I sleep through the night without nightmares. Those are the good weeks. Other weeks I go backwards. Something triggers a memory and I spend 3 days barely able to get out of bed. I stop eating. I stop talking. I retreat back into that place where I used to go when I needed to survive. My therapist says this is normal. She says trauma does not heal in a straight line. She says setbacks are part of the process. I am learning to be patient with myself. That is hard. I spent so many years being whatever other people needed me to be. Now I am trying to figure out who I actually am. What do I like? What do I want? What are my dreams? These are questions I never got to ask before. Now I have the freedom to explore them. It is exciting and terrifying at the same time. I am learning that it is okay to take up space. For so long I tried to make myself small. I tried to be invisible. I tried not to need anything or want anything. Now I am learning that I am allowed to exist fully. I am allowed to have opinions. I am allowed to say what I think and feel what I feel. I am allowed to be a whole person. The people who work with survivors are heroes. The counsellors, the social workers, the therapists, the advocates. They see us at our worst. They see us angry and scared and broken. They see us lash out or shut down or sabotage ourselves. And they do not give up on us. They keep showing up. They keep believing in us even when we do not believe in ourselves. My counsellor has been with me since the beginning. She was there the first day I came to the shelter, confused and scared and angry. She has been there through every breakdown and breakthrough. She has seen me at my absolute worst, and she still treats me with respect and dignity. She still believes I can heal. That belief has kept me going when I wanted to give up. I want to be like her someday. I want to help other survivors. I want to be the person who sees them and believes in them and helps them understand that what happened was not their fault. I want to use my story to help others write their own stories. That is my dream. That is what keeps me moving forward. But I also want people to understand that not every survivor wants to share their story. Not every survivor wants to be an advocate. Some people just want to heal privately and move on with their lives. That is okay too. There is no right way to be a survivor. There is no right way to heal. Everyone does it differently. Everyone deserves support regardless of how they choose to move forward. This is not the end of my story. It is the beginning. I am still learning. I am still healing. I am still becoming. But I am here. I am free. And that means everything.